Hello, Cherie Hanson here, and today as I look out the window, I see blue sky, white clouds floating, and occasionally a gust of wind brings up the loose snow on the surface of the snowfall that isn't packed down, and it makes it look like some kind of magical white spell is being cast out the window. Thank you so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel to watch my videos. I'm very grateful. I would ask that you like, thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you feel it's helpful to you. I was thinking about the lesson that Thich Nhat Hanh taught me. I listen to him so much obsessively as I do. I always do everything obsessively in an attempt to find balance. Okay, that's an interesting path. And I was looking at the sky one day as I was driving along, and I thought, I'm not seeing the sky. And I'm looking at the clouds, and I thought, I'm not seeing the clouds. What's happening is it's as if I took one of the Staples label guns and I put sky and cloud across my vision. I had labeled it. I knew what it was. But I realized as I was driving that I had no detailed, deep connection to what I was seeing. And the way you can tell is because the clouds were all clouds. They were the same cloud. They were white. They had this shape. They were all this type of cloud. So I used something that he had taught me in one of the meditations. And I used breath work to bring me down deeper into myself. Instead of being in the head, which is the weakest part of our perceptive ability, thoughts, they're just like trying to polish a diamond with a hammer. It just doesn't work. So I would take in a deep breath of air and I would blow it out, and I was imagining that I was a camera lens, and that with each breath of air I would shift the lens to make it clearer, the image sharper, the realization brighter. And then what happened was I began to see how different the clouds were from one another. The first thing I saw was, oh, they're moving. I hadn't seen they were moving. The next thing was, oh, there are different neighborhoods of clouds. The clouds over here are all very white. The clouds over here have streaks of gray. And then I went on to see the individuality, the singularity of each cloud in the sky. And that's the first time I really brought home the message that we see nothing. As we walk through our lives, we're letting the brain drive the bus. And we're not having these moments of clarity, of realization, when we are going into this place, this holding space inside ourselves, when we are deeply grounding ourselves. And when we are there, then we suddenly see with a great deal of clarity that each cloud, each stretch of sky is distinctively different from one another. And then my thoughts as I'm going through meditation today were about the other way we see things, which is with distance. Sometimes if we're up too close, we don't see, you're just looking at, oh, there are some pebbles here. But if you stand back, you look, oh, look, there are different colored pebbles. There's a pattern of pebbles here. And so we start to see patterns, and we start to see relationships, and we start to see a different entire aesthetic of the thing that we're looking at. And also, you travel along with me on my meditation. Keep up. Come on, keep up. Distance helps us in time. So if I look back at something that happened when I was 20, or when I was 30, or when I was 60, I can look at it, replay the scene again, and suddenly I see, oh, that was a lesson. I was supposed to learn that. That's when I started to understand about blah, blah, blah. And so this was really fascinating for me today about how there's a difference between walking through life like you're in a tunnel with no light and having things happen to you and being in a place of deep, connected grounding so that you can look at things differently. You can see more sharply. Or the other thing you can do, and this is something that I often do, I pretend that I have a basket. Yes, I do. And I'm not going to describe it to you because you can imagine whatever kind of basket you want. But I put something in the basket that I don't understand yet. I put the message in the basket. I put the lesson in the basket. I put the event in the basket. I don't worry over it, turn it over and over, try to break it apart into pieces. I just go, I don't know yet. But later on, I'll take it out of the basket and I will start to understand the wisdom that that event came into my life to deliver to me. So I wanted to share this with you today because when we ask ourselves, what the hell just happened? It's likely we won't know for 10 years. Just put it in the basket. It'll get to you eventually. You'll understand it. But don't try to use your mind. It's not the sharpest perceptive tool in your coloring book. There. You want me to mix metaphors? I can do it all day. Do get a hold of me if you want a Radiant Life psychic reading to help you step into a more radiant life in 2024 and beyond. And I can use my channel, my wisdom, my skill with runes and cards to help you formulate a plan for your future. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And I do ask you to like and subscribe. That would be very kind. And if you have a friend who's struggling with something that one of my videos might clarify, maybe suggest sending it over to them. Ask them first, maybe, hey, you don't want to show up on their social media page with 500 videos. You know how that goes over. Thank you. I'm grateful to you for taking the time to stop and listen.